Hi, Jeremy.
Hi.
I see you brought your pup with you today.
I did.
He's so cute.
Yeah.
So friendly. Well, thank you so much for coming in and volunteering to help me with my fashion school project. As I mentioned, I'm making a line of handwear, gloves, among other accessories, and I need a model to fit to help me make those things. So we're going to be doing a measuring and molding of your hand.
Sounds good.
Amazing. So I'll have you go ahead and put your pup down for just a second.
Bye.
Bye. And which hand do you prefer to use for the modeling?
Probably my right hand.
Great. So go ahead and lay that flat for me. And I'm just going to look at it and take some quick measurements. We'll have the mold, of course, but this way I can also have some basic idea written on paper just in case there's any issues with the mold. So I'm going to start with, is this your wrist joint right here, you'd say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead and move it to the other side to get those other two fingers. Could you flip your hand over for me, please? I'm going to do the same thing here. Great. Next, I'm going to be measuring from certain points on your hand up to your fingertips. So yeah, just relax. And same thing, I'm going to be using the joint here. Do you mind if I make one small mark on your skin? I'm just going to measure from wrist to wrist. And that's 2.5. So I'm just going to make a mark right here at 1.25. That will just help me make sure it's symmetrical from that point. Flip over for me. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to measure a point. So on the side it's a little bit less. It's about 2.25, so about 1.1 right here. I'm just going to take some circumferences now. So either way, I'm just going to have to slip this under here. I'm going to get full around your wrist. I'm going to progress up by about 1 inch. I want to get one just around your fingers. do each finger as well. I'm just measuring the thickest part of the finger. It does taper just a little bit, but not too much. We want to make sure there's plenty of room for the largest size. And then I just want you to spread your hands out as wide as possible. Just want to get the distance from end to end. Make sure you have full range of motion in the glove. And then pull close up as much. And then can you just make a fist for me, please? So 8 there, and 9, 7 there. Great. All right. Jeremy, I'm ready to start the mold now. It's a couple step process, so I'll walk you through what I'll be doing and what will be going on your hands. I'm going to be mixing up something for your hand to stick into. Go ahead and stick your hand into here and just sort of get a feel. What you're going to want to make sure is that your hands don't touch the sides and they don't touch the bottom. So is there enough space there for you to get your whole hand in? Perfect. And ideally, it would go in just like this, where each of your fingers are wide enough where I could get the fabric over them, but not so wide that it's unnatural. So just a natural hand. Perfect. So let me go ahead and start putting the mixture together. It'll take just a few seconds to start to harden, and then I'll have you insert your hand.
Sounds good.
So first thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of water. And with the remaining water in here, I'm just going to have you wet your hand a little bit. Just lay out some protective sheathing. This can get a little messy, which is why I asked your cute pup over there to step away. We don't want him inhaling anything or getting it on his fur. I'm going to grab the first step. So what we're doing now is we're making the mold, and then we'll go ahead and pour in the mixture afterwards that will actually create the product itself.
Should I start stirring as you pour?
That would be great. Thank you, Jeremy. Do about half first. You should start feeling like it's thickening up a little bit. I can go ahead and take over for you. Thank you so much. I'm just mixing in all the product here. It's never going to be completely smooth. There'll always be some lumps in it. Just give it a few more stirs there for me. All right. I think that's good. Is your hand still wet?
No, not really.
Okay, let's go ahead and redo that. All right. I'm gonna have you make that position there and dip your hand into the bowl. And I'll go ahead and start a timer. And you'll just keep it there for about 6 minutes until it starts to harden, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Jeremy, I think we're getting to a good point here. It's pretty bouncy. I'm gonna have you start to wiggle your hand just a little bit to break up some of that mold. And when you feel like you can start pulling out, do so slowly, and I'll help you a little. I'm gonna just peel away the top. Can you start to pull your hand out? Good. Perfect. Yep. Excellent. And that mold looks great. I'm just going to pull out any excess mold pieces. Just peel away a little bit of the top here. Looks like we got all the fingers cleanly. This is a great mold. Want to look? Just pulling out the edges a little. That way it's nice and clean. Just drying that out. Okay. All right. The next step is to fill this mold with the cement that's going to create the actual statue. So I've got some nice cold water here. Just going to set this aside for now. Could you start mixing for me, Jeremy, as I'm pouring in? That would be very helpful. We'll just save a little extra in case we need to do touch-ups. All right, that looks great. Perfect. Set this aside. If you don't mind helping me, just pouring about an inch worth into the mold. Go ahead and fill up those other fingers as well. Okay. Just coating the whole hand and getting some of those bubbles out. And just get right to the thumb there if you can. Excellent. And go ahead and fill right up to the top now, Jeremy. All right, well now all we have to do is wait. In about 2 hours, we'll remove this and we'll peel away the mold and your hand will be there.
Awesome.
See you in a few. Well, Jeremy, it's been about 12 hours now since we first put the mold in, so we're going to go ahead and get the hand out at this point.
Awesome.
And we'll see what kind of shape it took. Just removing this excess sheet here. That's how hard the hand will be. We're going to just squish the bucket a little and we'll flip it over. Use my tool to unstick it from the edges. So this is a great sign because I don't see any mold breakthrough on the top. So we're just going to chip away a little bit at a time. You can help me with this if you'd like. Just make sure not to puncture the hand. And go ahead and put it back in here when you're done. Should you help me flip it over? Let's actually work from the other side and make sure we don't have any run into the hand at all. Oh wow, that looks great. We just want to remove enough to get the hand free. There we go. What do you think?
That is crazy.
Go ahead and remove these little pieces. And it's not completely hardened yet, so we'll just be gentle here. This is going to be so helpful in helping to create the perfect shape for fingers.
Gets a lot of detail.
It does, yeah. Which is good because we want to make it pretty form-fitting and very comfortable for anyone who's wearing it. And this looks pretty complete. I don't see any sections that need to be filled in. That's great. Just going to use the pin to clean out some of the crevices. right. That looks pretty good. Let's see. Put it up to your hand. Yeah, I would say that did a very good job of capturing the shape that we're looking for.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, thank you so much for volunteering to work on this with me.
Absolutely.
I'm going to use this in my project to craft the collection, and maybe we'll even have you come back in and style them for us and take some pictures with them on.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is kind of fun. Should we auction off Jeremy's hand?